Yo, what's going on, people? Um, my name is, well, some of you might know who I am. Obviously, this is my channel. Um, some of you might know me. My name's Sedgli Slim. That's not my real name, obviously. It's not my government name. But yeah, used to be a musician, artist, all that malarkey and that. But yeah, basically, I decided to make this video because there's an issue that I feel that needs addressing, and I think that sometimes when we go through something, our stories can help other people, liberate other people, so on and so forth. A little background to my story. Basically, for those, some of you, the people who know me, who do know about my life, will be aware, but those that don't know, I'm basically, I was a single parent for 5 years between August 2012 and the spring of 2017. Um, One day on the week of my son's birthday, so the weekend of his birthday, we went out to celebrate his birthday, and I dropped him to see his mother for the weekend, and she basically snatched them, and they haven't been home since. She made some false allegations of violence, which have been disproven by the police, and there has been no evidence to support them. Simply, there's no evidence simply because I didn't do them. Now, some people will say, why would you expose your stuff in the public? And I get that. And the environments that we grew up from, you kind of have to keep your business private. But I think the revelation that I've had is that our stories are what helps liberate others. And sometimes when you go through something, you can help other people by telling them your story. So that is what my aim with this video is. Anyone that knows me, knows the things I've been studying, knows what some of my passions are. It is to help people. So yeah, okay. So what I'm gonna address in this video is there's a lot of fathers going through this, going through trouble, accessing, having contact with their children. There's mothers as well, but obviously I'm a dad, I'm a guy. I relate and understand that a little bit better, or probably a lot better. So I've come up with a list of things that I think that guys, that we need to do because it is difficult. The system is not geared to support us. Although I'm told that it has gotten better now, from my experience, there is a lot of bias and a lot of false expectation put on fathers, or again that is against fathers, should I say? And there's a lot of assumptions made when a woman claims that she's been harmed or hurt. This is not to discredit the women that have been hurt or harmed, because there are many women out there that have been abused. But the fact remains that there are quite a lot of women out there who are lying, or women who are just being vindictive and are not allowing fathers to see their children. And that is wrong. Unless that father has been proven to be a danger to those children, I don't believe that the mother has a right to do that, especially not for her own personal vendetta. And on top of that, if the father, even if the father is a danger to the children, often in a nation such as the UK or many Western nations, there are ways that that parent can still have some access as long as they haven't gone beyond the boundaries. So, there are contact centers, there are supervised contacts, there are several things like this. So I'm going to go through a few things that I think that guys, we need to do just for some guidance. First of all, I will say go and see your solicitors. Often a lot of the guys just want to handle things in their own way, make their own decisions and just deal with it yourself. But the fact of the matter is, in a country like this, It's better for you to know, to get some legal advice so that you can know the best way to structure your efforts in getting contact with your children and seeing your children. It's important, and it's something to make a conscious decision to to go and see your solicitor, get some legal advice. Even if you go for they have those appointments that you can make where it's just you pay one fee, you go there, you go for an hour, get some advice, get some legal advice, because chances are you're going to have to go to court or you may have to go to mediation. But you need to know your rights as a parent, but more importantly, you need to know the child's rights. And you're not going to be able to deal with this situation well if you don't know the legal background or have a legal understanding of what's happening and of how to deal with it. They will advise you. Second of all, I would advise all fathers, whether you see your children or you don't see your children, but especially if you don't see your children, do some research yourself. It's a new era. It's not even a new era because it's been like this for a long time. But the internet is there. There are books there, but especially on the internet. Go and read up yourself. Go and see your solicitor and then go and do research yourself. It's important that we do research ourselves because you're not going to get everything from your solicitor in that hour or even in a few hours. You won't get everything. Go and do some research yourself. Read up some books. Go and look on some websites. Read blogs on other fathers who have been through the same situation, because you learn a lot from that. Doing your own research will arm you better and you'll be more informed and more knowledgeable on how you deal with this situation. So that's number 2. Number 3, seek some support. You know, when I first went through this, and this is the second time I've been through this with the same woman over the same children. For the second time I've been through not having contact with the kids. And although this period has been more difficult, something that I've learned is that you need to seek support. And when I'm saying support, there are fathers groups out there that are very helpful, very important. There's Families Need Fathers. There's Fathers for Justice. There are several forums, formats, and father support groups like that. Also, you know, seek support from your friends. If you have good friends, don't just go and seek support from friends who are going to G you up and say, "Oh yeah, she's a bitch," and stuff like that. Because, you know, your friends might be very angry. But also, I'm not saying don't go and see people like that, but also seek good friends who will give you good counsel, who will help you practically, because you will need a lot of help, because this is a gut-wrenching, soul-destroying experience to go through. You know, there are thousands of men out there who, maybe millions of men out there who commit suicide, who suffer from mental health issues, who become drug and alcohol addicts based on not seeing their children. So it's important. Go and seek support. Number 4, very important. Keep occupied. Find things to do. Find things to do. Keeping occupied will help you not be down. It will help you not be depressed, not be down, not be low. It will help you keep active. It's not that it will take it out of your mind, but you'll have something to do. There is nothing worse than going through such a time as this, or even going through any depressing or any time that causes your spirit to be low. There's nothing worse than just being at home in your house on your own. That's not a good idea, you know, because this can lead to depression. So occupy yourself, join a gym, go and see your friends, go out for meals, go to the cinema, go to the theater, do activities, keep occupied, go to work, do overtime at work if you have to, yeah, or if you want to, just keep occupied. You know, they say the devil makes is it work for idle thumbs, something like that. Anyways, but very important. Keep occupied. The next is to focus on your mental well-being. You know, a lot of women who do this, you know, to guys. And again, I'm not bashing the women. But this is something for the dads. So I don't want women to just get mad and get offended. But it's something for dads. It's something for guys, because this is needed. A lot of the women who do these things, they want you to lose your mind. They want you to lose it. They want you to fall to pieces. They want you to be out of control, and for your spirit to be broken, and for your heart to be down. They want to break you, you know, and it's important that you don't allow this to happen. Do not lose yourself. Don't allow this don't allow this to cause you to lose yourself, because something that people have said to me constantly, a constant reminder, and something that I have reminded myself, is that it is important that we stay strong mentally. It's not that you can't be down, you can be down, but stay strong mentally, because you need to be strong for your children. Because at whatever point that your children do come back in touch with you, you need to be ready for that. You need to be okay. If you lose yourself, lose your mind, lose your marbles, it may be difficult for you ever to have those children back, which is sad, and it's unfortunate, and it's wrong, because that's what drove you to that in the first place. But it's a fact. If you begin to suffer from severe mental health issues, or, you know, you become a severe alcoholic, drug addict, you're homeless, whatever, you'll never get your children back. And also the other party will feel like they've won. And the biggest losers, the most important thing, the biggest losers, if you are not around to be their father, is those children, because children need fathers. Yeah, so keep occupied. Another so focus on your mental health. The other thing is, do not become violent. Don't become violent. Listen, let me tell you something. Don't become aggressive. That's what they want. See, I grew up in the hood. I grew up on road, as we would say out here. Man grew up on road, they get me. But listen, I grew up in an environment where it's not just being on road, because I know guys from upper class background that will respond this way. But, you know, as men, many problems we would have had, we may have dealt with through aggression or through anger, or it seems that it's something that seemingly comes naturally to men. Maybe that's why they send men to war to fight on the forefront, because of physical ability and so on and so forth. But do not become aggressive. Going back to growing up in the ends, I remember growing up with a lot of guys, and when they would get upset about what their partner, their ex-missus or whatever would do, say, later man's not having, I'm going to a yard, blood. And they'll go to their baby mother's yard, and they'll start banging down there. They'll open the door, you little pagan, I'm going to smash you up, you little bitch. Don't do that, brother. Don't do that. That's not good. That is not good. That is unacceptable. Number one, violence is not acceptable. It's not good. Number two, you jeopardize what you're fighting for. Number three, the minute you get in trouble for that, they're going to say, well, I told ya, violent bastard he is. He's a violent bastard. And that's you. That's you. You might not see your kids again till they're adults, you know. So don't give them a fuel for the fire that they're trying to make. Be calm. If you're going to be angry, stay in your house and be angry. Be angry at home. Go and join a boxing club or something, so you can take it out on the bags or do sparring. But don't go and be aggressive, because the minute you do, that can even become a criminal case for you. And that's another headache that you don't need. Keep calm. Keep controlled. Often in these situations, the woman, I'm not saying always, but often the woman makes allegations of violence. So the last thing you need to do is be violent. That is the last thing that should even be coming into your mind. Deal with this and control your emotions. That is the best way. Violence is unacceptable. Also think about, what example are you setting for your children? I know you want to switch, but what example are you setting for those children? You cannot set an example of violence for your children and then see yourself as being, see that as good parenting. Yes, everybody makes mistakes, but this is something you cannot afford to do. Yeah. And last but not least, I went to see a good friend of mine who had this issue, and this issue set him back over a decade. The mother of his children wouldn't let him see his kids, and he hasn't seen his son since his son was maybe 1 year old, maybe even less. I think even less, and it has impacted on his life negatively. I went to see this good friend of mine, a close friend of mine, in the midst of this, and he said a powerful thing to me that I won't forget. He said, whatever you do, bruv, keep it together. Keep it together. And that has stuck in my head. So the last but not least is keep it together. Do not allow yourself, my brothers, to fall to pieces. Do not allow yourself to fall to pieces. Because again, that is what they want. Get yourself a job if you're unemployed. Get yourself some things to do. Spend time with your friends. Do not allow yourself to become depressed. I know, trust me, I know, because I'm dealing with it now. I'm dealing with this situation now. So it is hard. You know, I may come across as all strong here and that, and maybe my life experience, but you know what? Do not allow yourself to fall apart. Keep it together. Because if you fall apart, believe you me, the other side has won. You need to keep it together for your children's sake. Whatever you do, for your children's sake, it is important. It's absolutely important. So there you have it. That's things that I think are important, and some guidelines and some guidance for anybody who is going through this problem. If you need to speak to me or you have any messages, you can hit me up on social media, Twitter at Sedgli Slim, SEDGLI SLIM, or Instagram again, Sedgli Slim, SEDGLI SLIM. And you know, any advice I can give you guys, I'm willing to do that. But you know, this is destroying men all over the world, destroying families all over the world, and more importantly, it's affecting children all over the world negatively. And we need to handle ourselves and handle these situations correctly and to the best of our ability. So yeah, that's all I've got to say. That's the end. Yeah, I hope that helps someone and blesses someone somewhere. And as I said, if you need to get in touch, hit me up on the Twitter, hit me up on the Instagram. We're there. You get me? Have a good day, people. And yeah, keep it together. Stay focused. Done, no. Bless up.